All right, let's dive into something pretty special today. We're talking about a sacred vow that lines up human devotion with the rhythm of the cosmos itself. It's called the Pradosh Vrat.
So, have you ever heard of something like this? A sacred window in time, right around sunset, that's believed to be just perfect for a divine connection. I mean, we're not just talking about any old day, but a very specific window where the veil between our world and the divine is said to be at its thinnest. It's like having a scheduled appointment with the cosmos. And that's exactly what we're getting into today.
Okay, so what is Pradosh Vrat exactly? Let's break it down. At its heart, it's a vrat, which is a sacred vow, and yeah, it usually involves fasting. It's observed on what's called the Trayodashi Tithi, which is really just a way of saying the 13th day of the lunar cycle. And get this, it happens twice a month, once when the moon is waxing and once when it's waning. And it's all done to honor Lord Shiva. So you've got this celestial clock, right? How exactly does this observance follow it? Well, let's take a closer look at the rhythm of this devotion because, believe me, it is all about the timing. So, this vow literally follows the moon's journey across the sky. You start with the new moon, right? The first Pradosh Vrat happens on the 13th day, as the moon is getting bigger. That's the waxing phase, or Shukla Paksha. Then you hit the full moon, and the cycle starts to reverse. The second Pradosh Vrat lands on the 13th day as the moon is getting smaller, the waning phase, or Krishna Paksha. It creates this really beautiful, consistent rhythm of devotion, twice every single month. But here's the kicker, the really crucial part. It's not just about being on the right day. It's about a very, very specific time of day. This magical twilight period is known as the Pradosh call. Think of it as a sacred 3-hour window. It starts an hour and a half before sunset and ends an hour and a half after. This is considered the divine appointment time, when your prayers are believed to be supercharged, the most potent. Okay, so why? Why is this twilight hour so incredibly sacred? Well, that question leads us directly to the central figure of this whole observance, Lord Shiva. Yeah, at the very heart of it all, this vow is a profound act of devotion to Lord Shiva, who you might know as the Great Transformer, and of course his consort, Goddess Parvati. You really can't understand the ritual without them. Their presence is absolutely central to everything. So back to that question, why this specific time? Well, the story behind it is just amazing. Legend says that during this twilight window on the sacred Mount Kailash, Lord Shiva is in the supremely happy, blissful mood. And what does he do? He performs his incredible celestial cosmic dance, the Tandava, and all the other gods and goddesses gather around just to watch. It's said that in this joyful state, he's at his most generous, ready to grant the wishes of anyone who reaches out to him. And this quote really captures the whole feeling, doesn't it? The belief is that since Lord Shiva is so pleased during this time, any worship, any prayer you offer him is just extra effective. It makes it a truly cherished, powerful moment for making that spiritual connection. All right, so I think we've got a good handle on the what, the when, and the why. So now, let's get practical. Let's talk about the how. What are the actual rituals that bring this ancient practice to life? The whole process has a really clear flow to it. Typically, you'd fast for the day. Then, about an hour before sunset, you take a bath to purify yourself, get ready. The main event, the puja or worship, happens exactly during that Pradosh call window we talked about. During the puja, you offer certain sacred items, and then to wrap things up, you read or listen to the katha, which are the stories and legends that go along with the vow. And this is the part I find absolutely fascinating. The things used in the worship, the samagri, they aren't just random objects, they're packed with symbolism. For example, the bilva leaves, which are said to be a favorite of Lord Shiva, they represent purifying your heart. Panchamrit, this special mixture, symbolizes the nectar of immortality. The sandalwood paste is all about purity and serenity. And the camphor, when you burn it, it signifies the ego and all our impurities just dissolving away into this divine light. So cool. Okay, but we're not done yet. There are even deeper layers to this. It turns out the day of the week that Pradosh Vrat falls on can actually add a whole other level of significance. And there's another key figure you'll find in the temple who plays a really vital role in all of this. So, while any Pradosh is considered auspicious, some are seen as, extra special. If it falls on a Monday, which is Lord Shiva's day, it's called Soma Pradosham, and that's a big deal. But if it falls on a Saturday, it's called Shani Pradosham, and that one is considered especially powerful. The belief is that observing this particular one can help get rid of negative influences and even free you from some really deep-seated fears, like the fear of death and disease. Okay, so have you ever been to a Shiva temple and seen people whispering into the ear of the bull statue out front? I bet you have. It's a really common sight. And guess what? It's directly connected to this whole practice. It's not just some cute tradition. There is a very deep, very important reason for it.
So that bull, that's Nandi. He's Lord Shiva's most devoted follower, his gatekeeper, and his sacred ride. The thing is, Shiva is often in a state of deep meditation, right? So Nandi acts as the divine messenger, the go-between. The belief is that if you whisper your wish into Nandi's ear, and traditionally it's the left one, he will personally make sure that message gets to Lord Shiva. He's the one who ensures your prayer is heard.
All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. Let's look past the specific rituals for a moment and ask, what's the ultimate goal here? What are people who observe this vow really trying to achieve? Well, there are kind of two levels to it. On one level, sure, the goals are about improving your day-to-day life, seeking blessings for better health, for wealth, for removing obstacles that are in your way. But on a much deeper level, the real goals are spiritual. It's about finding inner peace, achieving balance in your life, and this is the big one, forging a much stronger, deeper connection with the divine. And this is where we get to probably the most profound part of this whole thing. That 13th lunar day, the Trayodashi, is spiritually connected to this incredible concept called Turiya. Now, Turiya is described as the fourth state of consciousness. It's a state that exists beyond waking, beyond dreaming, and even beyond deep, dreamless sleep. It's a state of pure, unfiltered awareness, a spiritually awakened consciousness. The great sage Swami Sivananda put it this way. He said that on this particular day, nature herself helps you wake up from a kind of mental deep sleep and become aware of this fourth state. So in a way, the timing of the Vrat is like a form of spiritual technology. You're using the natural cycles of the cosmos to help boost your own inner growth. It's pretty amazing when you think about it like that.
So could it be? Could aligning a simple act of devotion with the cosmos actually be a pathway to inner peace? I mean, when you look at it all, the Pradosh Vrat really suggests that by syncing up our own spiritual efforts with these huge, rhythmic cycles of the universe, we might find a more direct path. A path not just to getting our prayers answered, but to a really deep, profound inner transformation. It's definitely something to think about.